Just one night, all we got.
I can't move.
Where did Tom run off to?
The rumor is that that's his girl on the phone.
Very well then, I won't sell you the car at all. I'm under no obligations to you at all. And as far as you're bothering me about it at lunchtime, I won't stand that at all.
Holding down the receiver.
No, it's not. It's a bona fide deal. He's told me about it.
Gatsby! Sir, how's it going? Nick?
Tom, can you go get some cold drinks? You know I love you.
You know there's a lady present.
You kiss Nick.
That was low.
I read somewhere the sun's getting hotter every year. Pretty soon, the Earth's gonna fall into the sun. Oh, wait a minute. It's the opposite. The sun's getting colder in a year.
What are we going to do with ourselves this afternoon? Or tomorrow? Or the next 30 years?
You're so annoying.
It's so hot and so confusing. Let's go to town.
I've heard of making a garage out of stable, but I'm the first man to make a stable out of a garage.
Who wants to go to town? You're so cool. You always look so cool.
Well, if we're gonna go to town, let's go to town. What's the matter? Let's all go to town.
We're going to town? Like this? Are we going to let everyone have a cigarette first?
Everybody smoke through lunch.
It's too hot to fuzz. Come on, Jordan. Let's go.
Pardon me? I don't see the idea of going to town.
Oh, there we go.
These women get the notion in their heads.
Why don't we take something to drink with us?
I'll go get some whiskey.
Can't say anything in this household, sport.
I'll just wait outside.
Shall we take my car?
Is it standard shift?
Yes.
Well, you take my coupe and I'll drive your car.
I don't believe there's much gas in it.
Plenty of gas. And if we run out, we can just go to the drugstore. Well, you can get anything at a drugstore nowadays. Come on, Daisy. I'll take you in this circus wagon.
How about you take Nick and Jordan, and we'll take the coupe?
Just one night, all we got.
Did you see that?
See what?
You think I'm pretty dumb, don't you? Perhaps I am, but I've almost a second sight. Sometimes that tells me what to do. Maybe you believe that? That's science. I've made a small investigation into this fellow. I could have gone deeper, but had I known.
Do you mean you've been to a medium?
What? A medium?
About Gatsby?
About Gatsby? No, I haven't. I said I've been making a small investigation.
And you found he was an Oxford man?
An Oxford man? Like hell he is. He's wearing a pink suit.
Nevertheless, he's an Oxford man.
Oxford, New Mexico. Or something like that.
Listen, if you're such a snob, then why did you invite him to lunch?
Daisy invited him. She knew him before we were married. God knows where.
What about gas?
We've got enough to get us to town.
But we're already at a station, and I don't want to get stuck here in this baking heat.
Let's have some gas. Why do you think we stopped? For the view.
Just one night, all we got. Just one night, all we got. Just one night, all we got.
It's so hot. Tom, open another window.
There aren't any more windows.
Well, you better find an axe.
Just stop whining about it. You make it 10 times worse by whining.
Why don't you leave her alone, old sport?
That's a fine expression you got there.
What do you mean?
You know, that old sport business. Where'd you pick that up? I heard you're an Oxford man.
Yes, I went there.
Oh, well, you must have went to Oxford about the time Biloxi went to New Haven.
I told you I went there.
I heard you, but I'd like to know when.
It was 1919. I only stayed there for 5 months. It was an opportunity they gave some of the officers. We could go to any university in England or France.
Tom, open the whiskey. Maybe by making a drink you won't seem so stupid to yourself.
Well, I'd like to ask Mr. Gatsby one more question. What kind of row are you trying to start in my house?
He's not trying to start a row. You're starting a row. Can you please have some self-respect for yourself?
Self-control? I suppose the latest thing around here now is to sit back and let Mr. Nobody from nowhere make love to your wife. Well, if that's the idea, you can count me out. Nowadays, people begin by sneering at family life and family institutions. And next they'll throw everything overboard and have intermarriage between black and white. I know I'm not very popular. I don't give big parties. I suppose you gotta make your own house into a pigsty in order to have any friends in the modern world.
Well, I've got something to tell you, old sport.
Please don't. Let's all go home.
I want to know what Mr. Gatsby's got to tell me.
She never loved you, do you hear? I was poor and she was tired of waiting for me. It was a terrible mistake.
Sit down, Daisy. What's been going on here? I want to hear all about it.
I told you what's been going on. It's been going on for 5 years and you didn't know.
You've been seeing this fellow for 5 years?
Well, not seeing. We couldn't meet. But we both loved each other this whole time. I used to laugh sometimes, thinking that you didn't know.
Oh, that's all? You're crazy! I can't speak about what happened 5 years ago, because I didn't know Daisy then. And I'll be damned if I see how you got with her within a mile of her, unless you brought her the groceries to the back door. But all the rest of that's a goddamn lie. Daisy loved me when she married me, and she loves me now.
Just one night, all we got. Just one night, all we got. Just one night, all we got. Just one night.
I'm sick. I've been sick all day.
What's the matter?
I'm all run down.
Well, shall I help myself? You sounded well enough on the phone.
I didn't mean to interrupt your lunch, but I need money pretty bad, and I was wondering what you were going to do with that car.
How you like this one? I bought it last week.
It's a nice one.
Like to buy it?
Big chance. No, but I can make some money on the other one.
What do you want money for all of a sudden?
I've been here too long. I want to get away. Me and my wife want to go out west.
Your wife does.
She's been talking about it for 10 years. And now she's going whether she wants to or not. I'm going to get her away.
What do I owe you?
Just got wised up to something funny the last 2 days. That's why I want to get away. That's why I've been bothering you about this car.
What do I owe you?
$1.20.
I'll let you have that car. I'll send it over tomorrow afternoon.
Just one night, all we got. Just one night, all we got. Just one night, all we got. Just one...
What are you doing here?
Just standing here, old sport. Did you see any trouble on the road?
Yes.
Was she killed?
Yes.
I thought so. I told Daisy I thought so. It's better that the shock should all come at once. She stood it pretty well. I got to West Egg by a side road and left the car in my garage. I don't think anybody saw us, but of course I can't be sure. Who was the woman?
Well, her name's Myrtle. Her husband owns the gas station just off the road there.
Well, I tried to swing the wheel.
Was Daisy driving?
Yes, but of course I'll say I was. You see, when we left New York, she was very nervous and she thought it would steady her to drive. And this woman rushed out at us just to see we were passing a car coming the other way. It all happened in a minute. But it seemed to me that she wanted to speak to us. Thought we were somebody she knew. Well, first, Daisy turned away from the woman toward the other car, and then she lost her nerve and turned back. The second my hand reached the wheel, I felt the shock. It must have killed her instantly.
It ripped you in half.
Don't tell me, old sport. Anyway, Daisy stepped on it. I tried to make her stop, but she couldn't, so I pulled on the emergency brake. Then she fell over in my lap and I drove on. She'll be all right tomorrow. I'm just going to wait here and see if he tries to bother her about that unpleasantness this afternoon. She locked herself into her room. And if he tries any brutality, she's going to turn the lights out and on again.
How long do you plan on staying out here?
All night if necessary, anyhow, till they all go to bed.
Well, I'll go in and check up on her, make sure everything's alright.
Is it all quiet up there?
Yeah, everything's, I don't know.
Yes, it's all quiet.
Yes, it's all quiet.
I want to wait here until Daisy goes to bed. Good night, old sport.
I ain't got time for you, baby. Either you're my